What is this? Why do you own a swastika sword when you don't even watch the anime it's from? Feels weird, man. 12-month subscriber. Fallen fan, maintaining former MasterChef Reacts enjoyer, coming back in, 12-month subscriber. I don't know. You've been following me since April 12th, 2020. You might have even actually watched me purchase the fucking bleach sword when I was at the Anime Expo, where I live streamed the purchasing of the bleach sword. Do you think I am a crypto Nazi? You've been in here for long enough. You've been a follower. Not anymore, lol. Nope, I did not. Yeah, no, I understand that you are a fallen, you're a former fan. I get it. In the past 5 years, or rather, I think I know exactly where the fall off happened. I'm really disappointed with how you treated Ethan. I heard that term has been used as a Nazi dog whistle. I feel like the attempts to und and then boom, timed out. I know where the disagreements happen. Now, the question to you is this. This shit is confusing to me. Like, you've been smeared as being a terrorist and a hypocrite, but a Nazi. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. None of this is real, okay? It only works on perhaps the dumbest people on the planet. Do you think that my humanist position that guides all of my commentary would have implied that I would be pro-Israel post-October 7? Is that what you thought? Like, you were so shocked that I would stand with marginalized people, oppressed people, the indigenous people that have been destroyed by a settler colonial apparatus. That's August 7th, not October. I know. I'm saying that they stopped posting frequently after October 7. And the only time they talked about was, the only time they came back and posted post October 7 was to complain. Do you not notice what's going on here? What is this?
I just literally took a glimpse of myself. I look ridiculous. This is what I look like.
Yeah. How stupid do you have to be to host a podcast with a crypto Nazi as a Jewish person for multiple years? Yeah, I know. Yeah. I do look ridiculous there. I needed 3 swords to look like Zorro. I really want to understand the mindset of this person, because I think I suspect that it is directly because of Israel that this person was like, oh, I can't, this is fucked up. I can't stand this motherfucker no more. And I always am shocked by people who at least like come back for a little bit. They do not care about your position. They do not have any firm beliefs or ideologies, just feelings and deep parasocial boundary breaking. You were friends. Yeah, I know. They're saying you're a Nazi? Yeah. Because of the bleach sword that I got at the Anime Expo, I'm a Nazi now. The neat thing is that he kept all those videos up. Obviously, you're a terrorist, but like the money made with you is, yeah. Don't say the money made with you is kosher. You're going to say it's anti-Semitic dog whistle. It's just so weird. Like, if you subscribe for 12 months, had this brain break, why even come back? Like, why are you still in here? It's clear. Yeah. I don't think you're a Nazi. But Ethan isn't accusing you of being a Nazi. He's accusing you of featuring the sword in the content cop video specifically to get under his skin. No, the sword was there because I had posted photos when I was playing Assassin's Creed as a samurai. So it was literally on the table, I think, or like somewhere in the room. And I assume iDubbbz picked it up. I didn't go, hey, use the sword. Not that it fucking matters. I don't give a shit. I support the guy who thinks it's a swastika sword. Same guy who asked like weeks ago if Koreans are POC. This guy knows a ton of shit for real. Yeah. Also, Ethan has been running around sig heiling at a rapid clip over and over again, and then turning around and being like, you know who's the fucking Nazi? The guy who purchased a bleach sword 2 years ago. That was a secret dog whistle. How did I go from being a far left America hating radical to a far right neo-Nazi like that? They're ignoring the fact that you said you read a bit of Bleach. Yeah, even if I hadn't read any fucking Bleach and I got that sword because it's a fucking cool long sword, what difference does it fucking make? Like what? What are we doing here? Like I'm not embarrassed about this at all. I think that the people that are trying to make this an argument should be embarrassed. If they had the capacity to feel shame, they would feel shame in this moment. What is this? I think Israel government's fucked up. I was wondering because I watched Ethan's new vid. I just thought you'd respond to Ethan's responses. No. Do you want to know why? Because if every fucking psychotic theory that people presented about me, about whether or not I'm a champagne socialist or a crypto anti-Semite or a radical terrorist, or rather now a crypto neo-Nazi, if I had to respond to all of that, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, which is covering the fucking news. It's incredibly stupid. Why the fuck would I do that? Why would I entertain the delusions of a person who is so desperately trying to present themselves as a victim after doing a fucking harassment and deplatforming initiative of all pro-Palestinian voices that have dared to entertain the notion that Ethan is not pro-Palestine? He can identify all kinds of dog whistles and deeply cares. That's why his chat was glazing Sam Hyde last week for 9 hours. Him and his chat definitely give a fuck about who's saying or doing what, and it doesn't come down to personal vendettas at all. That's the thing I don't understand, because it's like so directionless in general, with the exception of like fighting Ethan's personal grievances. Like, why are you doing that in the fucking chat room of a political commentator? You know what I mean? On the boundaries of politics too. Like, this is what I do. Coming to me and being like, well, actually, Ethan has a deeper understanding of the labor theory of value than you do. Like, what? It's, yeah. I've spent the past decade, I think it's more likely he picked that sword purposely because he seems crazy now. Okay, I'm confused. So you agree with his perspective, but then now you're saying he picked the sword because he seems crazy. I don't understand what your argument is in general. You are making him seem crazy? No, I think he's doing that to himself. Stop addressing fake shit they're trying to derail. Yeah. They're creating mini controversies like twice per week. I know. Wait. Is your argument that you think iDubbbz picked that sword purposefully to make Ethan look crazy? So you recognize that he looks crazy. What? So you're saying Ian in your okay, well hold on. I know I was going to move on from this, but this is interesting. Okay? I'm sorry. When I see brain rot like this in my chat, it's like I have to cherish it for a brief moment because I feel like this is new depths that I did not think were conceivable. Okay. So you're saying in your mind that Ian iDubbbz looked around my house and found a sword that had the reverse swastika from in its hilt, and didn't just like pick up the first sword he saw that was in his reach, but instead he purposely picked that up specifically so that he would make Ethan go crazy. Which means that you recognize that Ethan looks kind of crazy right now, but you still choose to go with his theories. Anything that shield your racist loser content creator that has crashed out for nearly 2 years. I just don't. I think the parasocial nature of content creation, especially of this sort, does genuinely make people into a QAnon conspiracists. Like, and these aren't like, this isn't your grandma that got her brain broken by fucking looking at Facebook memes for too long. This is like mid-level marketing managers and shit that are in their early 30s. It's kind of shocking. Like, you probably should know a little bit better. Just like exercise a little bit. No, Ian looks crazy. Ian looks crazy. Oh, okay. So okay. I misunderstood. I think it's more likely he picked that sword purposely because he seems crazy now. Oh, you're saying Ian looks crazy now. Okay. They need the sword to be nefarious. Otherwise, the content cop was what it was. Nice. Yeah. Try explaining this to an Uber driver. You can't. It's so silly. Ian was picking up Zins and action figures too. Like, it's obvious he's just playing with all your toys. Okay, they're not toys. They're not toys. How dare you call them toys? They're figurines. They're my collectibles. All right, come on. All right, let's continue with this shit. This is crazy. This was fun. This was a fun little, this was a brief moment of fun that we had. Streamer drama, is brain rot worse than what you get from the hog feed? Oh, yeah. Because it's such like, it's like addressing the pettiest of personal grievances for an entirely separate individual that does not know you exist. I found it to be fun. Maybe you guys didn't. It was kind of funny.
Over the last few days, your senior advisor, Dan Caldwell, Darren Selnick, Colin Carroll, who is your chief of staff, deputy secretary of defense. The other one, Darren, is now former deputy chief of staff.
What is he going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I am a fucking weeb. Yo, chill. This is a clipped out of context. I'm not a weeb. I'm not a weeb. I actually purchased the bleach sword so that I could actually secretly give it to iDubbbz 3 years later. This is an AI video. I'm not actually a weeb at all. I'm not a weeb at all. This wasn't like a famous meme in this community. I actually literally went to the Anime Expo expertly and purchased a bleach sword, despite the fact that I hate bleach, because it looks a lot like a swastika on the hilt of the sword. One day, knowing full well that my podcast co-host at the time would come out as a major defender of Israel and inevitably end the podcast and then go on an extended year-long crash out where he would also simultaneously make it seem like he's the primary victim here. And then eventually he would attack iDubbbz as well. And iDubbbz would pick up that sword. That's right. This entire time, I laid out the trap, and you fell into it. When I went to the Anime Expo 3 years ago and purchased the Bleach sword, despite the fact that I hate Bleach, I did it with one goal in mind. The entire time I was lying about being an enjoyer of anime. This entire time I was actually lying about being an enjoyer of mangas. All of the figurines that you see behind me to make it seem like I actually enjoy anime is specifically, carefully, meticulously designed to make you think that there is plausible deniability. That's right. I set the plan in motion 3 years in the past, knowing full well that one day my, at the time, podcast co-host would end up turning on me and everyone else that is progressive. This would spiral him down a massive crash out that is long and extended, that would come across as though he was losing his marbles a little bit to his own audience of progressive people that he had cultivated, both because of leftovers and because of the previous changes that he's had in his political perspective. All of those people would inevitably leave because I knew that he was going to ban all of them because he hates dissent. The people that leave his community were inevitably going to turn around and set up secondary communities where they end up talking about their feelings about how they don't like Ethan anymore, or carefully document all of the times that Ethan says insane shit about Israel or other content creators. This would cause Ethan to completely collapse in the process because I knew that he would never want to allow any sort of dissent or admit wrongdoing. In the process, he would inevitably attack Ian, iDubbbz, and Anissa. Ian would restore Content Cop to its former glory by coming out and making a Content Cop on Ethan after Ethan attacked him, talking about how he has changed over these years. And I knew if I laid out my Bleach sword, that Ian would pick it up and pose with it alongside all of the anime figurines, not toys, but figurines that were in the room. This would cause Ethan to come out and say Ian, iDubbbz, and HasanAbi Piker are crypto Nazis, making him look even crazier to the remaining fans that are watching. That's right. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I didn't accuse you at all of that. I was asking about it, if you knew anything about it, because Ian legit seems crazy right now, and the Instagram pics with it to show off the swastika pretty well and feels like a really weird choice. Also, I'm in software, but he did clock my age, so good guess. Yes. Well, there was a point in time where you were a chatter, and I know my chatters really well. This is such a Death Note plot. That means you're still a weeb. Yeah. Yes. Ethan was playing tic-tac-toe while I was playing 5-dimensional chess. Never let him know your next move, baby. Yeah, I mean, look, if you think that Ian looks crazy and not Ethan in this process, like, you know, maybe it's a unhealthy dose of parasocial feelings that you have in your heart. Anyway, we need a new segment where we pick a chatter and clock them, age, demographics, etc. I'm not that good at that kind of thing. Even the sweatiest of rightists and weebs and weirdos thinks it's a dumb reach on Ethan's part and are laughing at him while everyone sees him as a joke. Yeah. Love that he noticed the sword in another room full of communist insignia and trinkets. How could he have ever known you are a socialist? I know. I feel like a lot of his fans are newer, like past 5 years or so. They don't understand just how much longer he has gone. He has from how long he's been on YouTube, so they think he's always the victim because they found him powerless to do anything. No, they think he's a victim because they just take everything he says at face value. If you think, yeah, you have a very different interpretation of events that unfolded if you just listen to what he has to say. He thinks like, oh, I was just minding my own business and then everybody started attacking me because I'm Jewish. Like, that's literally his argument. He even, I think, claims that I attacked him. I only defended him for an entire fucking year. The only reason why I criticized him was because I realized I was wrong and that he was making a lot of fucking Hasbro talking points. He's unironically, Ethan has become the streaming version of Israel. Obviously, it's not a moral equivalence. It's not like he's doing a genocide. Israel is, but like, you know, history started on October 7 for Israel. Okay. And everything that Israel has done in retaliation for October 7 is totally justifiable. And history started for Ethan. I guess also, I don't know, when Frogan unfollowed him or Frogan complained in my Discord that Ethan had unfollowed him. I guess that's what caused all of this. Like or when an anonymous fucking CPS call was made or something. Like, I don't know exactly where history started for him, but he's always seemingly the victim in this process. And the 700 videos that he has done trying to actively deplatform me, trying to actively deplatform any fucking content creators. He called Steiny and told him you attacked him for a year. I mean, I told him to his face that I did. So I don't know why that would be a shock. We had that conversation in the beginning of on the podcast.